This is the statistics final project. The title of this project is Do Men Still Dominate the Screen? In 1985, cartoonist Alison Bechdel developed a criteria to determine if a movie or film had gender bias. The test has 3 criteria. The criteria are they must be at least 2 women in the movie, they must have a conversation with each other, and that conversation cannot be about a male character. So if a movie fits this criteria, the movie does not display gender bias. So the question we asked ourselves was, does Hollywood promote gender bias? We looked at 2 studies. One was done looking at movies from 1990 to 2013, and only 50% of those movies passed the Bechdel test. We did a study with a broader range in the years, looking at movies from 1970 to 2013, and this time only 53% of those movies passed the Bechdel test. So we ourselves conducted a study at a much smaller scale, taking a sample population and looking at movies from 2 categories. We looked at movies from 2 different categories, movies from 1970 to 2000 and movies from 2000 to 2013. We looked at 21 movies from 1970 to 2000 and found out that only out of those 21 movies, only 5 passed the test. We looked at 29 movies from 2000 to 2013 and only 9 passed the Bechdel test. So we asked ourselves a question and presented this as our problem. Out of the movies from 2000 to 2013, was the mean budget of those films greater than the mean budget of the films that passed the Bechdel test from 1970 to 2000? So our question was, over the years, had the mean budget of these films that passed the test increased? So here we have our raw data. There's our null hypothesis. There's our mu, our x bar, standard deviations, our n, which was our level of significance, our alpha to be a 0.05, and our degrees of freedom is shown there. So we put those values into a t-test, and then we put into a p-test to see if at the 0.05 level of significance is the mean budget of films that passed the Bechdel test produced from 2000 to 2013 greater than the mean budget of films that passed the Bechdel test produced from 1970 to 2000. So here's the math that we did. As we see there, our t-test is being performed with our x bar minus mu divided by the standard deviation divided by the square root of n. That gave us our t-value. We got that t-value, we put it along with the degrees of freedom into calculating and perform the t-test using the tcdf function, and that gave us 2.492 times 10 to the negative 8th. As we can see there, 0.05 is greater than 2.492 times 10 to the negative 8. So therefore, we were able to reject the null hypothesis, as there is enough evidence to prove that the mean budget of movies from 2000 to 2013 is greater than the mean budget of movies from 1970 to 2000. At the bottom, you see a small chart there showing the math. So in conclusion, there's still a lot to be done. There's obviously still a significant amount of gender bias, but we can see a difference being made. As we can see, over the years, the mean budget of films has increased significantly. Actually, if we take a look at the chart, you can see the significant increase. So this is the conclusion of the statistics project.